Hi friends, my name is Maruti and I'm the co-founder of Kraku. In this video, we'll be looking at the LRDI solutions for CAT 2022 Slot 2. There was one question in this which had an objection and CAT has decided to ignore that question. That we have ignored, but we'll be looking at the remaining 19 questions. We'll be initially showing the question. Please pause the screen at that time, and after that the video solution for the question will come. If you are having any doubts, try to solve this question on your own, any question. And if you are having still any doubts with any of these questions, feel free to comment below the video. Let us know why you think the solution is either incorrect or lengthy. And if you have a better way to answering that question, again feel free to comment below the video. I'll look at all the solutions, especially the elegant solutions or the nice solutions that students present, and I'll definitely try to respond back to each one of them. Kraku provides a lot of free materials for CAT. We are providing 3 free CAT mocks. All of them are in the latest pattern and have detailed video solutions. You have to just Google search Kraku free CAT mock to get access to the 3 free CAT mocks. They're taken by thousands of students from all across the country and they will benefit you quite a lot. You can immediately figure out how you're faring when you're taking a mock which is in the latest pattern of CAT. If you're looking for previous papers for CAT, we also provide all the previous papers of CAT with detailed text and video solutions in a PDF format. You can just Google search Kraku CAT previous papers to get access to the previous papers of CAT. Not just CAT, we provide previous papers for all the important MBA exams like XAT, SNAP, CMAT, IFT. We provide previous papers for all of them completely for free with detailed video solutions. We also have detailed formula PDF. So all the important formulas for CAT across the different topics, we have created a PDF which is downloaded and read by thousands of students. You have to just Google search Kraku CAT formula PDF to get access to that page where you can download all the PDFs. Completely for free and they will benefit you quite a lot. Thanks a lot. If you like this video, please do like it and please do share it with your friends. In this question, we are told that there are 3 salesmen. The names of the salesmen are Tohri, Hockley and Lahore. They went into an apartment complex and they sold some items across 2 days. We are also told that on each of the days, they went to different number of households. This information is given. We are required to calculate across the 2 days how many items did they sell and how many households did they visit. So let us draw 2 tables. One will record the number of items that they sold. Another will record the number of households that they visited. Both of them will have certain number of rows and certain number of columns. It will be something like this. This is the first table and this will be the second table. Okay. The first one will be items sold. And the second one will be households visited. In both of them, let us write down their names. The first one is, this is day 1, this is day 2, and this is total. This also is day 1, day 2, and total. This is Story, Hockley and Lahore. This also is Story, Hockley and Lahore. We are told that over the 2 days, all of them met the same number of households and each of them sold a total of 100 items. So the total items sold across the 2 days for all 3 of them is 100. The number of households visited is also the same. On both the days, Lahore met the same number of households and sold the same number of items. So if he sold the same number of items across both the days, on both the days he sold 50 items each. Let us assume that on both the days he met a number of households. So this is A and this is A. So the total number of households he met is 2A. So the total number of households all of them met is 2A. Hockley could not sell any item on the second day. So on the first day he sold 100 and on the second day he sold no item, because the first household he met complained against him. So this would imply that the number of households that he met on the second day would be 1 and this will be 2A minus 1. Tohri met 30 more households on the second day as compared to the first day over here. If you assume that the number of households he met on the first day is Y, the number of households he met on the second day will be Y plus 30. This is equal to 2A, or 2Y is equal to 2A minus 30, or the value of Y is A minus 15. So the number of households he met on the first day is A minus 15. And the number of households he met on the second day will be A plus 15, because the total is equal to 2A. We are also told that Tohri's success rate was twice that of Lahor's on the first day. What is Tohri's success rate on the first day? That will be x divided by A minus 15. This is equal to 2 times Lahor's on the first day. Lahor's on the first day is 50 divided by A. So now if you cross multiply, you are going to get that AX is equal to 100 times A minus 15. Similarly, we are told that Tohri's success rate on the second day is 75% that of Lahor's. What is Tohri's success rate on the second day? That is 100 minus x divided by A plus 15 is equal to 0.75 into 50 by A. So here we have two equations and two unknowns A and X. We can solve them to calculate their respective values. If we cross multiply the second equation, we are going to get 100A minus AX is equal to 0.75 into 50 is 37.5 into A plus 15, or 100A minus 37.5 into A plus 15 is equal to AX, which is actually equal to 100A and 100 into A minus 15. This is equal to 100 into A minus 15. Or we can just simplify this. You are going to get that 37.5 into A plus 15 is equal to 1500. Or A plus 15 is equal to 40, or A is equal to 25. If A is equal to 25, we can write down the values. A minus 15 over here, this will be 10. This is A plus 15, that will be 40. The total number of households visited for each one of them is 2A, which will be 50. This is A, so this is 25. This is A, so this is 25. This is 2A minus 1, so that is 49. We can also calculate the value of X. X can be calculated from any one of the equations. X divided by A minus 15 is equal to 2 into 50 by A. A is 25, so X divided by 10 is equal to 100 divided by 25. This is 4, or the value of X is 40. So this is 40 and this will be 60, 100 minus 6. Let us go ahead and answer the questions that follow. What is the total number of households met by Tohri, Hookley and Lahore on the first day? That will be 10 plus 49 plus 25. 10 plus 49 is 59 plus 25 is 84. How many trick items were sold by Tohri on the first day? Tohri sold 40 items on the first day. How many households did Lahore visit on the second day? Lahore visited 25 households on the second day, that is between 21 and 29. How many households did Tohri visit on the first day? He visited 10 households, so that will be 10 or less. Which of the following statements is false? Among the three, Tohri had the highest success rate on the second day. Let us calculate the success rate for each, because if you look at it, all the options involve success rates across the 2 days. So this is T, H and L. We are only looking at success rate on day 1 and on day 2. Tohri's success rate on day 1 is 40 divided by 10, which is 4. On the second day, 60 divided by 40, this is 1.5. For Hookley, it is 100 divided by 49, which will be approximately 2.02 approximately. And on the second day, it is 0. He visited one household and he sold no items. Lahore's is 50 divided by 25 on both the days, so this is 2 and this is 2. Now let us look at the options. Among the three, Tohri had the highest success rate on the second day. This is false because the highest success rate was with Lahore. So you can immediately tick option A as the answer, but just for the sake of completion, let us look at the remaining 3 options also. Tohri had higher success rate on the first day as compared to the second day. This is true. His success rate on the first day is 4. On the second day, it is 1.5. Among the three, Tohri had the highest success rate on the first day. This also is true. His success rate is 4. The remaining 2 were 2.02 and 2. Among the 3, Tohri had the lowest success rate on the first day. Lahore had the lowest success rate on the first day. This also is true. Lahore's success rate is 2, Tohri's is 4, and HS is between 100 by 49, which approximately I think will be 2.04, I think, which is greater than 2. So this also is true. So the remaining 3 options are true. Only the first option is false. So that will be the correct option.
We at Krakow provide all the previous year CAT papers along with many other MBA examinations such as IIFT, ZAT, SNAP, MAT, CMAT, TEST and PGDBA in the actual exam format. You can attempt them as a test and get a detailed analysis of your performance or download them as PDFs.
In this question, we are told that there is a supplier who has to supply goods to 4 cities A, B, C, D. How many widgets that have to be supplied to each of the cities is not known. We just know that for each city, it is one of the 2 cases. For example, if you're looking at city A, it will be either 50 or 70. The probability that it is 50 is 40%. The probability that it is 70 is 60%. Same is the case for the remaining 3 cities. This is the information that is given. Let us start looking at the questions. In the first question, we are told that if the last location visited is Ahmednagar, then what is the total distance covered in the route? This question was actually nullified. This question is not used in the actual evaluation of the paper. But let us first answer this question and then try to figure out why this was actually revoked. If you're just looking at this question, we are told that the last location visited is Ahmednagar. So this is A. Then what is the total distance covered? So there are 4 other cities that were visited. If the last location is A, then what will the first location be? If you look at it, C will be either 100 or 70. It cannot be less than 70. This would imply, because for the remaining 2, B and D, the highest possible is 60. This is 60 and 40 and this is 50 and 30. So the first city will definitely be C. If the first city is C and the last city is A, C is either 100 or 70. A is either 70 or 50, but because it is the last visited, it would imply that A's orders cannot be 70, because if A's orders is 70, that will be greater than B and D. So it would be either the first or the second city that is visited. This would tell us that A's orders were 50 on that particular day. And because A's orders were 50 and it was less than or equal to the remaining 2 cities, it would imply that B has to be 60 and D has to be 50. For example, if D is 30 over here, that would be the last city that is visited. But because A is the last city that is visited, it would imply that D's order is 50 and B's order is 60. So the order would be C, B, D, A. And this is coming from the warehouse. So this is the order in which he visited and supplied all his parts. What is the distance from W to C? The distance from W to C is 12 kilometers. What is the distance from C to B? Distance from C to B is 4 kilometers. Distance from B to D? From B to D is 10 plus 2, that is 12 kilometers. And from D to A, over here, D to A, he can either go directly, which is 8 kilometers, or he can go through the warehouse, which will be 2 plus 5, so that is 7. Remember that from D to A, it is only 7 kilometers and not 8 kilometers because the shorter path is going through the warehouse. So the total distance that he has covered is 12 plus 4 plus 12 plus 7, which is equal to 35. So many people have actually written the answer as 35, but there is a small problem with this question. There is nothing wrong with the answer 35 itself, but the problem is that if the order is W, C, B, D, A, and if the number of orders that C has given is either 100 or 70, the number of orders that B has given is say 60, number of orders given by D and A is 50 and 50, this is what we have inferred using the information that is given to us. Then from W to C he is going to go in 12 kilometers, from C to B he is going to go in 4 kilometers, from B he has a choice to make, he will either go to D or he will go to A. From B to A is only 6 kilometers, but from B to D is 12 kilometers. So then it would imply that he would actually visit CBAD. He would not visit CBDA. And in this particular case, the information that is given in the question itself is nullified. That is the reason this question was revoked. This will not be considered for evaluation. Let us look at the next question. If the total number of widgets delivered in a day is 250, then what is the total distance covered in the route? So to figure this out, we have to figure out what is the order from each of the 4 cities. From the first city A, it is either 100 or 70. No, this is from C. From A, it is either 70 or 50. From B, it is either 60 or 40. And from D, it is either 50 or 30. Let us assume that all the cities order the maximum possible that they can order. Then the total orders will be 100 plus 70 plus 60 plus 50, which is equal to 170 plus 280. But the order given is 250. So we have to decrease 30 units. If A instead of 70 it gave 50, then we will be losing minus 20. If B instead of 60 it ordered 40, we will be losing minus 20. If D ordered 30 instead of 50, again we will be losing minus 20. If C ordered 70 instead of 100, we would be losing minus 30. If all the cities are ordering their maximum, we are getting 280, but we know that the total is 250. So we need to essentially remove 30 units. The only way this can be done is if C ordered 70, A ordered 70, B ordered 60 and D ordered 50. In this particular case, the order of travel will be from the warehouse. He can either go to A or C. Where will he go? He is going to go to A. Because A is closer, it is only 5 kilometers away. After that, he has to go to C. And after C, he has to go to B. And after B, he has to go to D. So in this particular route, what is the total distance that he has covered? From W to A, it is 5. From A to C, it is 5 plus 12, which is 17. From C to B, it is just 4. And from B to D, it is 10 plus 2, which is 12. So the total will be, this is 22. And this is 16. So that will be 38 kilometers. Let us look at the next question. What is the chance that the total number of widgets delivered in a day is 260 units and the route ends in Bikrampur? So if the route ends in Bikrampur, the fourth city that is visited is B. B is either 60 or 40. We will try to figure it out. It cannot be 60 because if this is 60, then B will definitely be visited before D because the maximum that can be supplied to D is only 50 and we know that Bikrampur is the last city that is travelled. So B ordered 40. This is the first thing we should remember. The second thing we should remember is if you are now looking at the maximum possible orders from the remaining 3 cities, the maximum possible orders will be 100 plus 50 plus 70. That will be 100 plus 70 plus 50 is 220 plus this 40 will be 260. This is the only way you are going to get 260 once you know for certain that B has ordered only 40 units and did not order 60 units. And we know that because if B had ordered 60 units, it would definitely be visited before D, which can order only a maximum of 50. Once that is clear, we know that A has ordered 70, B has ordered 40, C has ordered 100 and D has ordered 50. Now what is the probability that this has happened? The probability that this has happened will be A ordering 70 is 60%, this is 0.6. B ordering 40 is 30%, this is 0.3. C ordering 100 is 0.7 and D ordering 50 is 0.6. So the required probability is 0.6 into 0.3 into 0.7 into 0.6. This is 0.18 into 0.42. You can simplify, you will figure out that this is equal to 7.56%. Let us look at the next question. The first location visited from the warehouse is Ahmednagar. So we know for sure that Ahmednagar is the first city that is visited. So we know how much is the order from Ahmednagar. It cannot be 50. Because if from Ahmednagar the order is 50, that would definitely be visited after C. C is either 100 or 70. Because A is visited before C, it is imperative that A ordered 70. And what would happen to C? C cannot order 100 because if C had ordered 100, C would definitely be visited ahead of A. So C also ordered 70. Now what we are required to calculate is just B and D. Now let us look at the ordering. It can either be the order is W, A, C, B, D or it is W, A, C, D, B. In the first case, let us figure out what is the total distance that is covered because we are told that the distance covered is exactly 40 kilometers. In the first case, this will be from W to A is 5 and A to C is 17, which is 5 plus 12. From C to B is 4 and from B to D is 10 plus 2 is 12. This is equal to 22 plus 16, this is 38 kilometers. This is not the case. We are told that the total distance traveled is 40 kilometers. So the ordering has to be WACDB. So W to A is 5, A to C is 17, C to D is 6, and D to B again will be 2 plus 10, which is 12. This is equal to 40 kilometers. So this is the ordering. If we know that the ordering is WACDB, what we can definitely infer about A is that this is actually information that is given to us because A was visited first. A's order has to be 70. C's order also has to be 70. This is information that is given to us because in any other case, if say A has ordered 50, then A would not be the first city that is visited. Similarly, if C has ordered 100, C would be the first city that is visited and not A. So these two, that A is 70 and C is 70, is actually part of the question. What is the probability that we are only required to calculate is that the ordering is DB and not BD. If it is DB, D can be either 50 or 30 and B can be either 60 or 40. We are told that D is visited before B. So this would tell us that D has ordered 50 and B has ordered 40. Both of these have to happen. If D has ordered 30, that would be less than that of B. Similarly, if D has ordered 60, that would be greater than whatever is ordered by D. So the probability that D ordered 50 is 0.6 and the probability that B ordered 40 is 0.3. So the required probability is 0.6 into 0.3, which is 0.18. Essentially, the way to look at it is that once you are given the information that A is the first city that is visited, the ordering has to be either WACDB or it will be WACBD. These are the only two options that are possible. In this particular case, it will be 40 kilometers. In this particular case, it will be 38 kilometers. The probability that it is WACDB is 0.18 and the probability that it is WACBD will be 1 minus 0.18, which is 0.82. How can you actually come to 0.82? It is not needed for this question, but just for the sake of understanding, this will happen. B will be visited before D in three cases. Either B has ordered 60 and then we are not concerned about how much D has ordered. D can order either 50 or D can order 30. These are two cases. Or B has ordered 40 and D has ordered 30. In these three cases, the ordering will be WACBD and the total distance traveled will be 38 kilometers. The probability that this is 60, the order from B is 60 is 0.7. And the probability that order from B is 40 is 0.3 into the probability that order from D is 30 is 0.4. So this is 0.12. If you add them up, you are going to get 0.82. There is only one last case missing. The last case missing is that B ordered 40 and D ordered 50. In this, only in this one particular case, will the ordering be WACDB and the total distance traveled will be 40 kilometers. And the probability for this will be 0.3 into 0.6, which is 0.18. Anyway, the answer for this question is 0.18, that is 18%. Let us look at the last question. If Ahmednagar is not the first location to be visited in a route, okay. If Ahmednagar is not the first city to be visited in the route, then the first city that is visited in the route is definitely C. Because C orders either 100 or 70, which is greater than both B as well as D. So the first city that is visited is C from the warehouse, and this itself will take 12 kilometers. We are told that the total distance traveled is 29 kilometers. Then which of the following is the possible number of widgets delivered on that day? Now once you know that C is the first city, what will the second city be? We can't infer what the second city will be, but what we know for certain is that the second city cannot be A. Because if it is WCA, to come from C to A will take another 12 plus 5, which is 17 kilometers. And just over here we are hitting the 29 kilometer mark. So what we know for certain is that the first city that is visited from the warehouse is C and the second city is not A. So let us look at all the possible cases. That is, you can actually remove certain cases by logically, but in fact even if you note down all the cases also, it's not a very big deal. So one case is that it is either WCA comes in the third place and this is BD or it is DB. where A comes in the third place, or the next two cases are that C is the first city and A is the last city. So it is either B, D or C, D, B, A. One thing you'll notice is that if you are visiting directly from D to B, you will have to traverse 12 kilometers over here, and you have already traversed 12 kilometers from going from W to C. So clearly in any of these, the total distance traveled will be greater than 29. You can either calculate it and figure it out, or you can manually infer it quite logically. Because if you are going from C, if you have to go to either B or D, you will cover 6 or 4 kilometers. And if the path of directly going to B from D is there, that is adding 12 kilometers, and the overall distance covered will be definitely greater than 29. So you can actually immediately rule out these two options. You can calculate how much distance it takes. This will be 12 over here. C to B is 4. B to D, like we mentioned, is 12, and D to A will be 7 kilometers. This is greater than 29. In the second case also, this is 12. From C to D is 6. D to B again is 12. Over here itself it has crossed 29. And from B to A is 6. This also is greater than 29. So these two can be immediately ignored. The only two cases we have to look at is CBAD or CDAB. Let us look at the total distance that is covered in both the cases. In the first case, this is C to W to C is 12. From C to B is 4. From B to A is 6. And from A to D is 5 plus 2, which is 7. Remember that you can go from A to D in 7 kilometers by going through the warehouse. You need not go directly. This is actually equal to 10, 22. This is 29. This is a valid route. If you're looking at the other one, where you go from W to C, from C to D, from D to A, and from A to B, W to C is 12 kilometers, C to D is 6 kilometers, D to A is 8 kilometers, and A to B, D to A is again, like we just discussed, 7 kilometers, and D to A is 7 kilometers, A to B is 6 kilometers. This is totaling up to 31. So this can be ignored. So what we can infer from the information that is given to us is that the ordering is, let me clear this out over here. The ordering will be W, C, B, A, D. Now if it is W first, from the warehouse you go to C, then you go to B, then you go to A, then you go to D. C will be either, the supply to C will be either 100 or 70. The supply to A, because it is coming after B, has to definitely be 50 units. Because if we supplied 70 units to A, first of all, A would be at the start, A would be the first center because it is closer to the warehouse. Secondly, that will be greater than whatever has been ordered at B. Now because A is 50, B will have to be 60 over here. Now we are left with D. What we can say is that D will be less than or equal to 50. So this is either 50 or 30. Even if the order from D is 50, from B it is easier to go to A. It is closer to go to A. It is only 6 kilometers away. So A would be chosen. So we can't infer anything about how much is the order from D. So what are all the possible cases in which the total number of widgets that are supplied? This is either 100 or 70. This is definitely 60. This is definitely 50. This is either 50 or 30. These two combined is fixed. This is 110. The sum of C and D can have 4 possibilities. It is either 100 plus 50, which is 150, or 70 plus 50, which is 120, or 100 plus 30, which is 130, or 70 plus 30, which is 100. So the sum of all the 4 cities combined, the total supply will be 150 plus 110, which is either 260, or 120 plus 110, which is 230, or 130 plus 110, which is 240, or 100 plus 110, which is 210. Any one of these 4 is the correct answer. If you're looking at it, the only option that is given is 210. That will be the answer.
Google search Krakow free cat mocks. Click on the first link. You can attempt 3 latest cat mocks in the actual exam interface. After completing the test, you get detailed solutions, analysis, percentile along with your scorecard to gauge your all-India performance. Click on the solution to get video solutions from our expert faculty.
In this question, we are given the total revenue and the total cost of 4 companies A, B, C, D. We are also told the number of employees, the total number of employees in each of the 4 companies and the number of new hires. Each of this data is given across 3 years, 2019, 2020 and 2021. Before we answer these kind of questions, instead of putting the entire data that is given in the graph, into a table, we'll put only the data that is needed as and when we encounter it in the questions. So let us first look at the first question. The first question says that considering all the 3 years, which company had the highest annual profit? So we have 4 options A, B, C, D. This would imply that the entire data that is there in the first graph has to be put in the table. Then calculate the total revenue across the 3 years and the total cost across the 3 years for the 4 companies, and then calculate the total profit. So let us draw a table. This table will have it will have 5 rows, and I think it will have 4 columns. I think this should suffice. Let us look at it. This will be revenue, this is cost, and this is profit, and this is for the 4 companies A, B, C, D. Because this data has to be collected across the 3 years, each cell will have 3 numbers. The first one will represent the number for 2019, second one for 2020, and third one for 2021. The revenue for A in 2019 is over here. This is say 90. This for 2020 also is 90. For 2021 is over here. This is 60. We'll do the same for B also. For B it is over here, so this is 100. And for 2020 is over here, this is 90. In 2021 it is over here, it has decreased, this will be 30. We'll do the same for C. C initially starts off with 25, this is less. Then it will be over here, this is 70. And finally it will end up over here, this is 100. D is over here, D starts off with 50. Then is over here, it has decreased, it is only 20. And finally D ends up over here with 70. The revenue is done. Let us do the same for even cost. Cost is basically the y coordinate. For A, that is D. Let me clear it up so that there is no confusion. A in 2019 is over here. So the cost is actually 90. Cost is 85. It is, I think, closer to 80 as compared to 100. So this is 85. For 2020 is over here. This is a 65. And for 2021 is over here. This has decreased a lot. This is 30. For B in 2019 is over here. This is close to 80. So this is 75. In 2020 is over here. This is clear 40. And for 2021 it is 30. For C in 2019 is 20. 2020 is 60 and 2021 is 30. For D in 2019 is 40. 2020 is 50 and 2021 is 70. Now we can actually calculate the profit for each of the year for each of the 3 companies. Let us do that. That is just revenue minus cost. For A it is 90 minus 85, this is 5. For the second year it is 90 minus 65, that is 25. For the third year it is 30. For B it is 100 minus 75, 25. 90 minus 40 is 50. 30 minus 30 is 0. For C it is 5, 10, and this is a big number, 70. For D it is 10 minus 30. I think this is the only time a company faced a loss in these 4 companies, and then 0. So if you're considering the company with the highest annual profit, for A it is 30 plus 25 plus 5, which is 60. For B it is 50 plus 25, this is 75. For C it is 70 plus 10 plus 5, which is 85. And for D it is actually negative minus 20. So the correct answer will be option C. Which of the 4 companies experienced the highest annual loss in any of the years? That is clearly company D. That is the only company to face a loss in any of the years. The ratio of the company's annual profit to its annual cost is a measure. So we need profit divided by cost of its performance. Which of the four companies had the lowest value in 2019? We are looking for profit to cost. Profit to cost for A is 5 by 85. For B it is 25 by 75. For C it is 5 by 20. And for D it is 10 by 40. These two are 1 by 4. This is 1 by 3. Clearly this is the smallest, which is 1 by 17. That is the smallest amongst the four fractions. So the correct answer is, it is company A. That is option A. The total number of employees lost in 2019 and 2020 was least for. So now we have to look at the second graph and we have to figure out the total number of employees that are lost. This will be a similar graph as a similar table as the first table. This also will have 4 rows and 4 columns. It will be something like this. This is company A, B, C and D. This is total employees across the 3 years. And this is the new hires. This extra column is probably not needed. Total employees for A is 150. Then it decreased, I think, say 140, 150, 140 and again 150. For B it is 210. We'll say 240 and 250. For C it is the same, it seems to be around 325. And for D it is 400, 410 and 400. This is the x coordinate. The new hires we will find out by calculating the y coordinate. We will do the same. For A it is 20, 35 and 25. For B it is starts off with 35, this one, then it increases to 45 and finally we are left with 30. For C it is 45, 40 and 35. For D it is 30, 35 and 40. So if you are looking for the total number of employees lost in 2019 and 2020, how can you calculate that? If you are looking at company A, the total number of employees at the start of 2019 is 150. The new employees who joined in 2019 is 20. But the total employees at the beginning of 2020 is given, this is 140. So the number of employees who left company A in 2019 will be 150 plus 120 minus 140, which is equal to 30. Similarly, for the next year, that will be 140 plus 35. 140 is the beginning number of employees at in 2020. 35 employees joined them in 2020, but at the beginning of 2021, the number of employees is only 150. So this is minus 150. This is equal to 25. So this difference is 25. 25 plus 30, this is 55. That is the total number of employees who left company A across the 2 years, 2019 and 2020. For B, it will be 210, which is the total number of employees at the beginning of 2019, plus 35 new employees joined them. But the total number of employees at the beginning of 2020 is only 240. So the number of employees who left in 2019 is 5. And for the next year, it is 240 plus 45 minus 250, which is equal to 35. So total number of employees who left B in the 2 years is 40. For C, it is 325 plus 45 minus 325. That is clearly 45, and for the next year it is 40, because you can see that the total number of employees of C hasn't changed. So this will be 45 plus 40, which is 85. And for D, there were 400 employees at the start of 2019. 30 new employees joined them in 2019. But the number of employees at the beginning of 2020 is only 410. So the number of employees who left D will be 400 plus 30 minus 410, which is equal to 20. And for the next year, it will be 410 plus 35 minus 400, which is equal to 45. So the total will be 65. Amongst these, the highest is for company C, which is option D, company C. Let us look at the last question. Profit per employee is the ratio of the company's profit to its strength, and the employee strength is the average of the strength at the beginning of this year and the beginning of the next year. In 2020, amongst the 4 companies which had the highest profit per employee. So for each of the 4 companies, let us first calculate the profit. This is already calculated. In 2020, the profit is 25, 50, 10 and minus 30. This is 25, 50, 10 and minus 30. So clearly it is not option D, which will be negative. So it is not company D. It will be either company A or B or C. We will calculate the average employee strength in the year 2020. That will be the employee strength at the beginning of 2020 and the employee strength at the beginning of 2021. For A, it is 150 plus 140 divided by 2, so that is 145. For B, it is 240 plus 250 divided by 2, which is 245. This is the average of 2020 and 2021. For C, it is 325 and 325, it is the same, so this will be 325. For D, we can ignore it, but just for the sake of completeness, this will be 410 and 400 divided by 2, which is 405. Clearly, it is not option D, so let us compare which of the first 3 fractions are the highest. The first fraction is less than 1 by 5, because 1 by 5 will be 25 divided by 145. The second fraction is greater than 1 by 5, because 1 by 5 will be 50 divided by 250. And the third fraction is very small, this is close to 1 by 32. So this is very small. So amongst all of them, the fraction which is highest is that of company B, which will be option C. The correct answer will be company B.
Google search Krakow CAT formulas PDF. Click on the first link. You will get a list of topics for CAT. Click on one of the topics. Download the PDF to get a list of formulas for the topic.
In this question, we are told that there is a specialty supermarket which sells 320 products. Each of this product was either a cosmetic product or a nutrition product. Each of this product was also either a foreign product or a domestic product. Each of these products had at least one of the 2 approvals. It either has an FDA approval or a EU approval. So basically the way this thing works is that there are 320 products. Now if each one of these product is either a cosmetic product or it is a nutrition product. Similarly, each of these 320 is either a foreign product or a domestic product. Now, all of these 320 products either have an FDA approval or an EU approval or both of them. This is the information that is known. Using this, we can piece together how many of them actually exist for each one of them. So again, to understand, there will be some foreign products which are cosmetic products and the remaining will be nutrition products. There will be some domestic products which will be cosmetic products and the remaining will be nutrition products. Now, there are equal number of domestic and foreign products. So this is 160 and this is 160. Half of the domestic products were FDA approved cosmetic products. So out of the domestic, we will have some cosmetic products and we will have some nutrition products. Here also we will have some cosmetic products and some nutrition products. What is told is that out of the 160 domestic products, 80 of them are not just cosmetic products, but these also have FDA approval. This is 80. None of the foreign products have both the approvals. So none of the foreign products, they either have FDA or they have EU. None of them will have both. Well, 60 domestic products have both the approvals. Both FDA and EU amongst domestic is equal to 60. There are 140 nutrition products, half of them are foreign products. So because there are 140 nutrition products, 70 of them are foreign nutrition and 70 of them are domestic nutrition. So we can infer that 90 of the cosmetic products in both the categories, which is 160 minus 70, are cosmetic products. So we have 90 foreign cosmetic products, we have 90 domestic cosmetic products and 70 each foreign and domestic nutrition products. There are 200 FDA approved products, 70 of them were foreign products and 120 of them were cosmetic products. This seems slightly more complicated. At least we are able to figure out how many of the foreign products are cosmetic products, how many of them are nutrition products, same with even domestic products. But with respect to the FDA approvals, there is too much information because there is an overlap. Some of them have only FDA approvals, some of them have only EU approvals and some of them have both. So what we'll do is we'll draw 4 Venn diagrams. One is for foreign cosmetic, one is for foreign nutrition. Let us draw 2 overlapping circles. This is 1 and this is 1. Here also we'll have 2 overlapping circles. This is 1, this is 1. Similarly for domestic cosmetic and domestic nutrition will have two overlapping circles. This is one and this is one. Here also this is one and this is one. Now we are told that the foreign cosmetic, this is total will be 90. Foreign nutrition, the total will be 70. Over here also domestic cosmetic total is 90. Here the total is 70. We have some more information. We'll go through the FDA approval information that we have. Half of the domestic products were FDA approved cosmetic products. So we know that there are a total of 160 domestic products, out of which 80 are FDA approved cosmetic products. So these Venn diagrams basically represent FDA approved and EU approved. This also is FDA approved and EU approved. This also is FDA approved and EU approved. This also is FDA approved and EU approved. 80 of the domestic products out of the 160 are not just cosmetic products, they are also FDA approved. So these two, if you sum them up, you will be getting 80. So this will be exactly equal to 10, which is 90 minus 80. None of the foreign products had both the approvals. So foreign cosmetic products in the overlap will be 0 over here, and this also will be 0. While 60 domestic products had both the approvals. So if you assume that the number of domestic cosmetic products which have FDA approval as well as EU approval is A, this will be 60 minus A. This would tell us that the number of domestic cosmetic products which have only FDA approval is 80 minus A. Right now we don't know the value of A. We are just writing it this way so that we can map the information that is known to us. Finally, if we are able to calculate the value of A, we can fill up the entire table. There are 140 nutrition products, half of them are foreign products. This we have completely used already. There are 200 FDA approved products. 70 of them were foreign products. So FDA approved products, 70 were foreign products. So the sum of these two should be equal to 40. And total is 200. Out of these 200, so the sum of these three, this one, if this is say X, this is Y, and if this is Z, the sum of these three should be equal to, wait a minute, this is not just only FDA approved. If say this is X, the number of foreign cosmetic products which are FDA approved is X, and if this is Y, and if this is Z, the sum of X plus Y plus Z will be equal to 120 minus 80, which is 120. And we are told that 70 of them are foreign products, so X plus Y will be equal to 70. This would tell us that Z is equal to 50. So this, that is the number of FDA approved products, is equal to 50 in the domestic nutrition space, out of which 60 minus A are both FDA approved and EU approved. So the number which is only FDA approved will be 50 minus 60 minus A. This will be equal to A minus 10. Similarly, the number of domestic nutrition products which are only EU approved is 70 minus 50, which is 20. Here, because this is X and this is Y, because there is no overlap between FDA and EU in foreign products, and 120 of them were cosmetic products. So again we are told that 120 of them are cosmetic products. So X plus 80 is equal to 120, or the value of X is equal to 40. So this is 40. So what is the value of Y? X plus Y is 70. So the value of Y is 30. Now we can tell the value of this one and this one. This will be 90 minus 40, which is 50. That is the number of foreign cosmetic products which have only EU approval is 50. Number of foreign nutrition products which have only EU approval is 70 minus 30, which is 40. Now we have filled the entire Venn diagram up except for the value of A. Just to confirm that we can't calculate the value of A, let us go through all the clues again, and let us try to understand if we have completely used that clue or not. If we feel that the clue is not completely used up, we'll try to think if that clue can be used to figure the value of A. There are equal number of domestic and foreign products that we have used. That is, This 90 plus 70 is 160. This also 90 plus 70 is 160. This is completely used up. Half of the domestic products were FDA approved cosmetic products. This is 80. This also is completely used up. None of the foreign products have both the approvals. That is what we use to fill two zeros over here. While 60 domestic products have both the approvals. So the sum of this one and this one, that is A plus 60 minus A, is equal to 60. This also is used up. There are 140 nutrition products. Half of them are foreign products. That we have used to calculate that this is 70 and this is 70. There are 200 FDA approved products. That helped us in calculating the value of X, Y and this 50, because X plus Y plus this Z, if you are assuming, is equal to 200 minus 80, which is 120, and 70 of them are foreign products. That helped us in calculating X plus Y. So based on these two informations, we can figure out that FDA approved domestic nutrition products is 50 and 120 of them are cosmetic products. Because we know that the number of domestic cosmetic FDA approved products is 80, we can infer that X is 40, and based on that we can fill the remaining Venn diagram up. Still we can't calculate the value of A, so that cannot be calculated. Let us go ahead and answer the questions that follow. How many foreign products were FDA approved cosmetic products? How many foreign products over here, FDA approved cosmetic product? That is 40. How many cosmetic products did not have FDA approval? How many cosmetic products, that is over here and over here? So that will be 50 plus 10, which is 60. Which of the following option best describes the number of domestic cosmetic products which had both the approvals? That is, what is the best possible value of A? We know that 60 minus A is greater than or equal to 0. So A is less than or equal to 60. And A minus 10 is also greater than or equal to 0. So A is greater than or equal to 10. So A should be at least 10 and at most 60. So the correct answer is option A. If 70 cosmetic products, that is over here, did not have EU approval, okay, how many nutrition products had both the approval? Okay, it is over here. 70 cosmetic products. So that would imply that 80 minus A plus 40. This is the number of cosmetic products which did not have EU approval. These are the cosmetic products which had only FDA approval. This is equal to 70, or the value of A is equal to 50. How many nutrition products had both the approval? So over here, that will be 0 plus 60 minus A. That will be equal to 10. So the correct answer is option C. If 50 nutrition products did not have EU approval, okay, 50 nutrition products, that is 30 plus A minus 10 is equal to 50, or the value of A is equal to 30. How many domestic cosmetic products, this one, did not have EU approval? That is 80 minus A. That will be 80 minus 30, which is equal to 50. So the correct answer is 50.